Pat Lalonde is an executive in supply chain management with expertise leading teams in all aspects of procurement and the supply chain, including supplier quality, global sourcing, mergers, acquisitions, divestitures, and integrations across diverse businesses. She's been effective in developing a global sourcing organization for a large medical device company, resulting in year-over-year cost reduction through strategic sourcing, methodologies, and reengineering while ensuring regulatory compliance. Pat, take it away.
Thank you, Laura. One of the things that I think is important also for the audience to know is I'm also a certified quality through ASQ, quality auditor, quality manager, quality engineer, and quality manager. So I fully understand a lot of what the audience from Exemplar Global has. I want to thank you very much for the invitation to speak at Exemplar's Global International Auditor Symposium. Part of today's challenges are our ability to position ourselves for tomorrow. With that in mind, I want to share with you a little bit about the global state of quality research that was done last year, but the majority of my talk will be on the key findings for the future of the quality professional research and the report called Changing Competencies for Quality Professionals. So before we get started, I want to say, well, why does ASQ undertake these research projects? And three that are in front of you is, well, one, the reason why we do it is to provide data and insights, and that's to help us make sound business decisions, but also to prepare the quality professionals and practitioners for the future. So in 2014, ASQ with Forbes Insight did the culture of quality research, and that offers some actionable insights into how a quality-driven culture can accelerate business performance. The second research here is in 2015, ASQ Future of Quality Study identifies key trends and forces in environment that will shape the future of quality. And then last year, 2016, ASQ did the Global State of Quality Research, the second report, and this assesses the current state of quality worldwide and helps us to pinpoint gaps and opportunities. And we'll spend a little bit of time talking about that to start this session. So ASQ, in conjunction with APQC, who is a longtime ASQ research and content partner, along with a guidance by an advisory panel featuring experts from around the world, created the Discoveries 2016 report on the Global State of Quality 2 research. Dr. Carla Odell, she's the CEO of APQC, is fond of saying, put knowledge where people will trip over it. So hopefully today's presentation will perk your interest to read more, to have discussions, to debate, and to learn. So let's take a look at the Global State of Quality 2 report. One thing about this Discoveries report is that it's also along with 3 spotlight reports, and those 3 spotlights are the KPIs, key successful supply chain, and that's because that was one of the areas that was brought out in the report and needed a little bit more focus. The second is a trend, a fad, or big data. Data is the next big thing. And the third spotlight report is the innovation and quality go hand in hand. The research indicated that 93% of the world-class quality organizations and 55% of the rest of the respondents use quality tools to develop innovative solutions. So let's talk a little bit about the world-class quality organizations. One of the things that this report allowed us to have is it provided data-driven characteristics which highlights the organizations with the strongest end-to-end quality practices, programs, and systems. These, the respondents' characteristics, so some of them see quality as a strategic and competitive differentiator. They value and understand the product performance through the customer's eyes. They train suppliers in quality. They train all employees in quality techniques. They have visible metrics on quality performance against the customer needs. Now, what this does is this helps you, enables companies to compare with a comprehensive list to say, well, how robust is my quality and continuous improvement programs at my organization? The study revealed, though, that there was only 28 organizations, or 1.6% of the respondents, that given their quality practices, programs, and maturity fit these characteristics. So the discoveries, or the themes, which is how this report is organized, there were 5 themes in this report, and 2 of those themes, number 3 and number 5 here, are new themes, but number 1, 2, and 4 are ones that also were shown in the 2013 report. So the first one, which is the strategic asset competitive differentiator, it's saying that senior leaders moved from quarterly to monthly reporting, which, of course, it wasn't surprising to find that department leaders moved from monthly to weekly reporting. And that's basically increasing their frequency of them looking at the information. The second of the findings were the business performance impact. And this is direct impact on business performance. The financial impact is limited. The visibility of that financial is limited. The third of the new ones is the setbacks. Are they controlled or not controlled? And this is really important for the quality professional to know how to actually depict this. And it's looking at quality continues to have issues in managing these setbacks. And we'll talk about setbacks coming up. But also, many organizations lack the measurement from the financial perspective on what these setbacks are. And this goes a little bit deeper than just the standard cost of quality. So the other 2 that were there in 2013 but went a little bit deeper are the accelerating the customer. They coined that word from customer to customer. And these concepts and concepts of customers are still a primary influence. The customer still has that primary influence in the quality program. And then the 5th one, knowledge, learning, and culture. And again, this is still a primary theme in this year's report, but it talks a little bit different about the impact of training and the types of training that's provided to employees. We also found that there are 3 consistencies with the research conducted in 2013, all of which were called out and included. And these were the differences in the use of application of quality practices between manufacturing and service. There really were some differences still, but the gap was slightly closer from 2013 in 2016 compared to 2013. The size of the organization plays a smaller role than industry in the application of mature quality practices. So it doesn't matter how big or small, it kind of matters what industry you're in. But there was no significant indication that the use of the quality practices generally differed from region around the world. So one of the outputs of the report are the top 5 quality challenges. And the actual question that was asked is, what are the challenges faced by your organization in adapting quality programs across geographies? And they had to check all that applied. Now, if you notice, the top one here is quality competes for resources in the organization at 39%. However, the second and one of the third of the 5 are to do with technology. At 37%, the use of technology to ensure quality, and at 32%, the use of technology for metrics. And we're going to see technology coming up, and that is a field that is growing and growing. Also, some of the quality professionals may not be studying how they can handle the technology and leverage the technology. The other two of the 5 challenges, one is the lack of uniform quality standards, and the fifth is the lack of specialized training for employees. So obviously in this type of presentation, we're not going to be able to get into all the details or all the findings within the report, but I pulled out a couple that I thought would be relevant for today's session. So this particular chart, there's the 2016 compared to in the orange and the 2013 in the blue. And the question actually stated that select the statement that best describes the main role of quality function or process within your organization. And so if you're reading this, the wheel on the far right is you're looking at 2016, there were a lot less respondents that quality department's main function was around compliance. And if you move to the middle wheel, it's actually saying that, again, in 2016, there were a lot less respondents, or not as many, but still less respondents, that says the main role of quality department is continuous improvement. However, when you go to the wheel on the left, it's showing a significant, or 14% more organizations have quality, the main function of quality department is strategic competitive differentiator to manage the performance of the entire organization. And this is actually pretty good because when you look at that shift, it does mean that the organizations are taking more and more advantage of their quality department. So question for you would be, does this resonate within your company, and how do the companies that you're even going to as suppliers or customers, how are they looking at and leveraging their quality department? This next theme was around knowledge, learning, and culture. And again, the question was really around how do they spend where do they spend the most amount of their dollars in training? And if you notice here that 5 out of the 7 regions are talking about basic quality fundamentals. So this shows up on many different organizations, and how this, when you think about it from a coach perspective, anybody that has a team, they're teaching their team all the basic fundamentals, because when that team goes out on the field, they really don't know what plays they're going to be faced with, so they have to be armed with all the knowledge and be ready to handle what comes their way. When we sorted this same information by industry, the food and beverage industry, 86% also agree that they spend the most amount of their training dollars in basic quality fundamentals. Healthcare was 69%, and automotive was 81%. When you're thinking about those basic fundamentals, in 2015 report on the future of quality, it was forecasted that there would be a shortage of 4.3 million skilled healthcare workers in 57 countries around the world. There are also 1.4 billion people in the world that live without electricity. So how many problems do we have that we could solve or prevent if the global population had a quality mindset with basic toolkit and a culture of quality and innovation? So I want to summarize a couple of the few key learnings that we had. And if you're looking, quality continues to shift from being merely as a compliance activity to a strategic asset and a competitive differentiator. Quality is increasingly being used to drive profitability through new product development, innovation, and effective use of data. Organizations are largely increasing their investment in quality. 100% of the world-class organizations. That is great news, yet many organizations do not measure the financial impact of quality, nor don't they know if the financial impact is even measured. This represents a big opportunity for quality to quantify the impact of setbacks. There is a big demand for basic quality fundamentals around the world. This points to the need of quality around the world, even at a basic level. Integrating the customer and quality has made some progress, but there's still room for improvement. And the gap between world-class quality companies and non-world-class quality organizations is significant. Yet on the positive side, this points to a golden opportunity for organizations to take a closer look at what those gaps are. And I want to share with you some of the characteristics that we're talking about. The world-class quality organizations, 96% of them see quality as a strategic competitive advantage. They are more than twice as likely to leverage technology to increase quality. 100% of them train all employees, and 85% of them use measures for trend and predictive analysis. But they're also 2 times less likely to have quality setbacks. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I know how to move my company into that, to those characteristics as a world-class quality organization? Or how do I tell if customers that I'm auditing are world-class? Well, we're going to give you 10, the report actually provides 10 suggestions on how you can help the organization. And we're going to talk about those at the closing of this session. But I want to move now to the latest research that actually is just finishing, and it's called Changing Competencies for Quality Professionals. Now, this work produced in this report is intended to examine the key changes in business over the next 10 years, not within the 10 years, but 10 years plus, and the associated skills required for the future of the quality professional. Now, the insights gained from the analysis and of this feedback are intended to prepare the quality practitioners for the future job markets and enable them to make sound business decisions while increasing their value to the organizations that they work for. ASQ partnered with the International Academy for Quality, IAQ, to create a comprehensive global view of knowledge and skills quality professionals will need in the future. So indicated in the Global State of Quality 2, Discovery's 2016 report, world-class quality companies train all employees and even suppliers on basic quality fundamentals. That, along with the changes in the environment, drove us to further explore the future competencies of the quality professional. So ASQ and IAQ sponsored this research over the past year. A cross-section of global thought leaders from the quality field as well as young practitioners who will become the future leaders were invited to participate in one or more of the conversations or studies. This research report is in the final stages and will be released within the month of May. Now, our key objectives of this research included examining the perceived changes in the business environment 10 years out. Second objective is making the research global by including participants who work around the world in leadership roles, leaders in the quality professional societies, and those who are emerging leaders in quality. The third objective was using the methodologies that included both focus group discussions and electronic survey instruments. Now, uncovering skills quality, and the last objective was to uncover skills quality practitioners or professionals need to know to prepare them for the job market and advance their careers as far as and including the C-suite. Now, the demographics involved. Initially, there were 2 focus groups giving participants from ASQ meeting May of last year of 2016 with the World Partners, and then with IAQ trustees in June of 2016, the opportunities to share their views in an open forum. The broad set of topics and questions related to the future of quality professionals and the quality profession was addressed, and approximately 50 participants in one and both or both of those focus groups participated. At least a list of topics was used to start the discussion, and then the two more specific questions served as the basis for the further analysis. And they're shown on the previous slide of what are the skills gaps in the current quality professional, what are the changes seen in the businesses, and what are the in 10 to 15 years from now. The survey gathered not only the high-level demographic information from these participants, but it also invited the respondents to answer the same two open-ended questions, and the survey was distributed to 222 individuals, and 48% of those were from outside of the United States. The participant rate was about 12.5%. Now, because the survey used only open-ended questions and the focus groups captured remarks that occurred during topical discussions, there were many comments to analyze in order to summarize the respondents' feedback. For both studies, the inputs were assigned to high-level categories and an affinity diagrams were created. Those affinity diagrams show the specific comments and discussion feedbacks that was associated with each of the categories. Now, of course, the affinity diagrams contain too much detail to present in the session of this nature, so we chose to summarize them using Pareto and pie charts. The data we will review today indicates how many comments were obtained for each of the categories. Hopefully, they will give you a high-level understanding of where the expert panel of respondents shared the common perspectives. So first, the open-ended question on the survey around what key business changes did the panelists see over the next 10 years plus. These 9 high-level categories were identified. So if you take a minute to look at, acquisition, analysis, and use of data, approaches used for sustainable business, changing demographics and people management, factors affecting globalization, impact of IT, internet, and technologies, impacts on quality management systems, increasing focus on social responsibility, increasing the pace of change, and the market and the customer considerations. These agree with some of the changes, some of the Global State of Quality 2 findings regarding the use of data and the focus on customers. There did not appear to be any noteworthy differences per region. So 6 of the categories represented 81.9% of the survey comments. They each included between 9 and 12 comments. The top 2 categories were associated with the need for the quality field to offer approaches that would help businesses perform more sustainably, and recognition that IT, the internet, and technologies are going to have an increasingly large impact on quality systems. The other category included an increasing focus on social responsibility, acquisition, analysis, and use of data, and the increasing pace of change. The comments on this slide are just a few of what was submitted for this question on the key business changes 10 years out. They capture, but they do capture some of the prevailing promises that were expressed. So first, managing change, analyzing data. As technology allows us to collect so much, many are swimming in a sea of data and don't see how to make sense of it to help their organizations. Secondly, disruptors will continue to restate businesses as we know them and introduce new ways of delivering value, giving examples such as Uber or Airbnb. And the third, as baby boomers leave the workforce, businesses need to rethink how they develop people, the talent they'll need. Leaders will emerge faster with less experience and more critical thinking and skills to enable collaboration. So the next three were local products will gradually be valued more because of the much lower overall environmental impact. Artificial intelligence will play a greater role in products, processes, and people's lives. Quality management will struggle for resources, and organizations will have problem to be a topic for the top management. So what are the skills or the gaps in those skills for the quality professionals? This is the second open-ended question. So what was analyzed and summarized in the same manner as the other question, and there were verbatim survey comments assigned to a category. They were summarized focus group feedback assigned to the category, and affinity diagrams used to display categories and the original feedback, and then charts used to summarize the findings. So the categories identified for the feedback were 7 levels. There were 7 levels. So this is, again, the quality professional skills and gaps. And the expert panelists showed business acumen and leadership, critical thinking and analysis, employee performance and cultural change, process management, improvement and tools, quality profession, and the value of quality. There's a one-off area, and this was noted that this category contains very diverse comments that were made by only one respondent, but there are many different ones that were there. 65% of the respondents fell into 3 main comments: business acumen and leadership, critical thinking and analysis and process management, improvement and tools. The other, including employee performance and cultural change, value of quality and quality profession. For this question, 4 of the categories represented 76% of the individual comments in the affinity sort. However, the need for quality professionals to enhance the business acumen and leadership skills was quite prominent. Many of the respondents who expressed feedback that was included in the category specifically mentioned the need for quality to become a board-level concern, or that quality professionals need to use the language of business rather than the language of statistics when communicating the need for improvement and performance results. Now, this certainly agrees with the Global State of Quality 2 findings regarding the senior executives leading quality. So once again, here's a cross-section of comments that you might find interesting that were provided by the survey respondents who addressed these questions. In general, quality professionals need to become more part of upper management and develop skills to be seen as leaders. Quality professionals need to be more innovative, creative, and business savvy. They need exceptional skills in leading people in collaborative and innovative business processes. Individuals are not being taught to analyze and interpret data. Quality professionals need more training in advanced statistics. More focus is needed on failure analysis, root cause, and preventative action. And quality thinking must be applied to other business functions such as planning, marketing, support, product retirement. Quality training must go beyond the problem-solving mode to the value creation mode. So the focus group participants had many suggestions related to how quality management should be tackled in the future. And as shown on this slide, the focus on lean methods, incorporate reliability more into quality management, retain the old tools, but develop new tools too, particularly ones that fit the specific industry or function. And we also saw that in some of the other research that's been done. Different considerations will affect quality systems in the future, such as market demands, changing customer requirements, the need for increased flexibility, the pace of change, and those the like. Quality needs to be an organization-wide strategy managed at the board level, not a department level, not just a department level. The definition of quality needs to be updated. Value may be the best description for quality, and culture needs to be encompassed in the definition of quality. The quality goes beyond products and services, applying to all aspects of life. Technology will have an increasing important impact on quality and quality systems. And again, these are some of the suggestions. So this slide shows 4 of the interesting recommendations that the focus group expressed in regards to the quality professional. First, quality practitioners should be recognized as a specific profession, like professional engineers. The second, contributions of the quality profession or professionals need to be recognized and valued more. Quality professionals need to be prepared to address and adapt to the changing role. And quality professionals need to be able to provide appropriate support for organizations using different business models, such as a rapid startup company. Now, as noted by those we invited to review the research, to some this is not new, but many companies are not as mature in their practice and teaching of quality. Remember the world-class quality companies from the Global State of Quality 2 Discoveries report, only 1.6% of respondents had those characteristics. And finally, the focus group participants provided suggestions for competencies that would be required for quality professionals in the future. We analyzed 3 recommendations that fell into 3 broad categories. 1, management and leadership skills. 2 is technical skills. And 3, people skills. All 3 of these are believed to be critical components of the quality professional of the future's capabilities resume. Being strong in 1 or 2 of these areas is not likely to be sufficient to generate a successful career. In management leadership category, vision and strategic plan development and deployment are key. Communication skills, the general business skills, including accounting, finance, and marketing. In the technical category, the integration of quality systems and technology, IT, knowledge management, retaining and applying quality and process-related learnings, critical thinking and analysis, particularly handling big data, and then statistically based process improvements, including failure analysis, root cause, and preventative action. And then on the people, there's the culture and development and adaptation of that culture, change management and employee development, and coaching, mentoring skills. So what does this really mean? You and the future of quality, some of the questions that you should ask is, what can you do with this information? What is important for you to know? Are you a student, a faculty member, an employer, or an employee? Are you preparing yourself for what's coming in 10 years? Are you helping prepare the next generation for what's coming in 10 years plus? Are you helping with curriculums at universities? And are you helping your organization to be ready for the future of what's coming? As I stated earlier, there's, as part of the Global State of Quality 2 Discoveries Report, we offer 10 action steps to help your organization advance towards world-class quality. Not only will these 10 action steps help your organization advance towards world-class quality, but also they will help you to know what to learn about to make a world-class organization, increasing your competencies level too. Now, this next slide has the 10 steps. And again, these 10 steps are not only to assess where your company is, but leverage them with your suppliers. Or if you're looking for a job, see how advanced your prospective employers are. And so 2 of the examples I just want to highlight is number 6, create plans and programs and leverage technology to ensure knowledge is transferred and built upon so that wisdom and experience is shared locally and globally. And with the competency based of the quality professional, that's definitely resonated with that. And number 7 is review the types of quality-related training your organization needs and any new competencies needed. So assess the gaps and the opportunities to develop new skills and analytics and tie these investments to the overall business operations and strategy. Again, it's asking, are the quality professionals talking business language? Are they linking things to the bottom line? And can they talk to the CFOs? We've had lots of dialogue where quality professionals are saying, well, we don't have the attention or the ear of the C-suite, and we don't know how to talk to. They don't know how to talk to us. And the reality is, maybe they don't, but you aren't talking their language either. So it's really important for us to learn that. How do we talk in business acumen and the financials that they have? So I want to thank some of our sponsors, FedEx and Boeing, and our world partner sponsors. Several of our world partners help sponsor the Global State of Quality 2 report. And I also want to thank our sponsor, IAQ, and the participants of the ASQ World Partners, the IAQ trustees and members, and several of the past chairs, executive roundtables, and emerging leaders, and the Feigenbaum medalists for their contributions on the changing competencies for the Quality Professional Report. The link I'm providing on this page is where you can go on the ASQ.org site to look at the research that's been done. It includes the Global State of Quality 2 in 2016, as well as the one in 2013, but it also includes the culture of quality, the future of quality, and the changing competencies for the quality professional should be posted there as well by the end of May. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for the invitation, and I hope that the content of this topic has been of value to you, and encourage you to go in and read more detail about the research so that you too can become much more valuable to your organizations. Thank you.
This ends today's presentation. Thanks for attending.